Good day everyone, I am Diana and we are the Group 7 and welcome to our presentation on sustainability and ESG reporting. Today we'll talk about how the business can protect the environment, support fair labor, and promote economic growth. These are really important ideas that businesses use to make sure that they are doing good things for the planet, for the people, and for their company.
Exactly, Diana. I am Rikka, and we will discuss how companies can use ESG practices to attract investors who care about social responsibility and sustainability.
And I am Synie and I'm going to show you how these practices helps businesses to stay competitive while doing good for our world.
We'll cover the importance of ESG reporting, its benefits, and some real-life examples. So let's get started. First, let us read our objectives for today. First objective is for us to define what is sustainability and ESG reporting. Second is for us to identify the key focus areas in ESG that stands for environmental, social, and governance. And lastly is we have to assess its challenges and benefits. So what does sustainability means? By definition, sustainability means doing business in ways that protect the planet, promote fair labor, and support lasting economic growth. Basically, it means making sure that we can meet our needs today without using up all resources for future generations. For example, is when countries trade goods. They should make sure or they should be careful not to harm the environment, and second is they should treat their workers fairly and compensate properly. Now let's talk about what is ESG, that stands for environmental, social, and governance. So first is we have environmental. So from the root word environment, so this means that businesses should not harm the environment by reducing pollution, using less energy, or conserve natural resources such as water and energy. Second is we have the social. So this is about treating fairly the people or the employee and communities well. As what they have said that employees or workers are the backbone of the company. It means that they are the success behind the company. So businesses should make sure that they have safe working condition or safe place and they are paid fairly. And lastly is we have on the concept of governance. Even though that the main goal or the end goal of the business is to make profit, they should apply honesty and integrity. So it means following the law, being ethically responsible, and being accountable at all times. So now let us talk about the core objectives of sustainability and ESG reporting. First, protecting the environment. So this means that we shouldn't harm the environment, as what I have mentioned earlier, that we should use less energy and to reduce pollution and be initiative in our own simple ways in order to help and to maintain the beauty of our nature. Second is to treating people fairly. So this is to make sure that we are all equal to everyone, making sure that the opportunities are equal and people or workers are treated fairly. And lastly is promoting long-term growth. We should a business or a true business focus on the practice wherein it can benefit them in the long run and not just for the short-term profit. So to summarize, if the business is being sustainable and have high score in terms of ESG concept, this means that the business is sustainable and responsible enough to stay long in the market. Now let us deep in with the main areas of focus in ESG, that stands for environmental, social, and governance. First, let us discuss about the environmental aspect of this concept. So I have identified three. First is the carbon emissions and climate impact. So this is when companies work to reduce pollution and fight climate change by tracking and lowering the harmful gases they release. So this means when the company tried to reduce air pollution by fighting climate change. So they lower the harmful gases they release. So a great example of this would be factories switching to solar energy so that they can release less carbon dioxide in the air. Because when more carbon dioxide releasing in the air, it means more harmful effect in the environment. So it is one of the initiatives of the environment to lessen the impact. Second is we have the resource management. They try to use less energy, water, and materials to save resources and to create less waste. So this is when a company is trying to get a alternative resources in order to save not just for their expenses but for the environment purpose. An example would be a companies using recycled materials in order to make a product or to innovate a product. Lastly is we have biodiversity and ecosystems. This is when companies make efforts to protect nature, plants, and animals around their work areas. So an example of this would be when businesses or companies try to make green park or spaces for the animals in order for them to have a habitat or a safe place. Another one would be factories or companies that would make sure that their wastes are not harming the nearby rivers or wildlife. So these three factors or these three stages or types in environmental aspect would help the environment to preserve for future generations.
So since Diana Manzanares already discussed the first main areas of ESG reporting, which is the environmental, I will also discuss the social. Under the social is the labor practices and employee well-being. So according here, the companies ensure workers are safe, paid fairly, and supported in both physical and mental health. So according here, that the company will going to make sure that the worker are safe at work, paid fairly, and given support for their health, both physical and mental, so they can do their job well and feel valued. Next is diversity, equity, and inclusion or DEI. So here in DEI, they hire people from all backgrounds and ensure fair treatment and inclusion for everyone. So the company do this para ma-promote yung creativity, innovation, and sense of belonging. And according to them na diverse team brings different perspective which helps solve problem and meet the needs of different customer. Because ang company mas naga-focus sila sa specific skills ng mga employee kaysa sa backgrounds nila. So next is community engagement. So here in community engagement, the companies give back to their communities, often through donation, volunteering, or local projects. So the community engagement, company do this to be helpful and show their care about their communities. It also makes the people trust them and like them more.
So the third is the governance. So they represent practices and systems that ensure a company operates responsibly, ethically, and transparently. So first is we have the ethics and compliance. So ethical behavior means doing what is right, not just what is legal. So company must comply with local and international laws, including yung labor laws, anti-corruption laws, and environmental regulations. So these principles foster trust among stakeholders like yung customers, employees, investors, and public, and protects the company from legal issues and reputational harm. So the second part is the board structure and accountability. The board is composed of experienced individuals who oversee the company's strategy, operations, and governance. So a diverse board with independent members ensures unbiased decision making. Accountability means the board holds management responsible for achieving the company's goals while adhering to its values. So the third is we have the transparency and reporting. Transparency builds trust and enables investors, employees, and public to make informed decisions. Open reporting includes sharing financial results, sustainability efforts, and challenges. So transparency or transparent practices also help identify and address risks before they become critical. So these principles create a foundation for sustainable success. Companies that follow them not only avoid scandals and legal troubles, but also a strong relationship with stakeholders, attract ethical investors, and gain competitive advantage in today's social conscious market.
So now let's proceed to the example. So first example is the Apple Incorporated. So according to Apple Environmental Progress Report, it showed that the company protects the environment. It works to use clean energy, create less waste, and recycle materials like aluminum and lithium from its products. So through this clean energy, create less water, and recycle materials, it shows that the Apple company protects our environment. So next example is the Nestle company. So here in Nestle, creating share value report highlight its commitment to sustainability. First is in environmental. So here in environmental, Nestle prioritize eco-friendly practices like conserving water, reducing waste, and using renewable packaging to minimize the environmental impact. So in terms naman sa social, the company invests in rural communities to ensure fair labor conditions in its supply chain and promote social equity. So in terms naman sa governance, strong policies against corruption and accountability measures for leaders ensure transparency and adherence to sustainable goals. So this approach integrates business success with positive societal and environmental conditions.
So the next is the benefits for ESG reporting. So these points emphasizes the benefits of sustainability for businesses. So sustainability isn't about protecting the environment, it is also for a long-term success. So first is we have the attract investors. So many investors now consider ESG performance when making decision, as it reflects a company's long-term resilience and ethical approach. So sustainability practices reduce risk, such as regulatory fines or public backlash, making the company a safer investment. The second is builds trust and loyalty. A responsible brand reputation encourages customers to feel good about supporting the business. Consumers also increasingly aware of environmental and social issues and prefer brands na mas mag-align sa kanila yung values. And the third is saves money. So by reducing energy consumption, waste, and inefficiencies, companies save money in operations. Investing in renewable energy or circular production process can lead to long-term cost reductions. The fourth is to stay competitive. Adapting to changing regulations and market demands ensures a business stay relevant, and also customer and investors are increasingly prioritizing sustainability, giving an advantage to companies that align with these trends. The fifth is keeps and attracts employees. So companies with strong sustainability and ethical practices create a sense of purpose for employees, and they also engaged and motivated employees to be more productive, leading to a better retention and attraction of top talent.
Next, let's proceed to the challenges in ESG reporting. So first challenges of ESG reporting is lack of standardization. There is no universal set of ESG standards, making it difficult for businesses to measure and report ESG performance consistently. Second is lack of awareness. Some businesses may not fully understand the importance of ESG or how to effectively implement it, especially in small and medium-sized enterprises. Third is data availability and quality. Collecting accurate, reliable ESG data can be challenging as some companies may not track or disclose it fully. Fourth one is greenwashing. Some company may falsely claim to be ESG compliant to improve their reputation without making meaningful changes, misleading to consumer and investors. So these four are the challenges in ESG reporting.
Now, it's your turn to do an activity related to our topic. Please stand by and wait for the instructions we'll provide. Once again, we are Group 7. I am Diana. Together with Synie and Rikka, thank you for listening.